I felt I had a duty to make that statement, and I spoke on the basis of the information that has been presented to me. The business of the country and the challenges that we have to overcome require that they be tackled with urgency and unquestioned authority. The economic program that has restored stability after the tumultuous impact of the global recession and is showing early signs of recovery requires firm hands and certain leadership. The transformation of the government to improve the delivery of services despite the budgetary constraints and the stimulation of the investments that are needed to restore the jobs that were lost and create new ones requires strong management unfettered by the ghost of the recent ordeal. The worrying crime problem must be confronted with vigor, confidence, and determination. The social partnership being built through the Partnership for Transformation to bring a new collaborative and consultative approach to policy making requires commitment and direction. Yesterday, I indicated to the Central Executive, including my parliamentary members, that I was prepared to step aside as Prime Minister. A new Prime Minister would need to be assured of the support of the party, and a special General Conference would have to be convened to elect a new leader so that a new Prime Minister can be appointed. The offer was rejected, and I was asked to reconsider. I know that to continue requires on my part a recommitment to the purposeful change that we had promised. I thought deeply about it last night and recognized that if I am to continue, it cannot be business as usual. We have done well on some fronts, but there are issues such as crime and violence to which more effort and determination will have to be brought. Our legislative program, on which so much of our manifesto commitments were based, will have to be renewed. Tough and uncompromising measures to deal with the pervasive crime problem and to stamp out corruption will have to be matters of urgency. I will be tabling in Parliament the proposals emanating from the Public Sector Transformation Unit for the restructuring of government in order to invite public comment before a final decision is taken. I intend to transfer some of my portfolio responsibilities to other ministers to enable me to focus more on the issues that drive change and transformation. I intend to concentrate much of my efforts on advancing some of the unfinished business of our mandate. In our election manifesto, we committed ourselves to a wide range of political and constitutional reform measures to transform the way politics is conducted and the way government operates, to stamp out corruption and hold public officials to account. Some of these have already been implemented or are at an advanced stage. These include the appointment of a special prosecutor to fight corruption, whistleblower legislation to aid in fighting crime and corruption, an independent commission to investigate abuses by the security forces, fiscal responsibility legislation to, among other things, exert control over our fiscal deficit and accumulation of debt, reform of the libel laws to enable greater transparency and accountability in government. However, having to grapple with the effects of the global recession consumes so much of our energies that we have not been able to move as fast as I would have liked on some important elements of the reform package. Going forward, I intend to put the following measures on fast track. Measures to reverse the institutionalization of political tribalism and garrisons as manifested in many constituencies across political lines, including my own constituency, an issue I propose to anchor in the Partnership for Transformation and with a commitment to implement its recommendations. Provisions for the impeachment of public officials, term limits for the office of Prime Minister, vesting constitutional authority in the Contractor General and Electoral Commission, laws to regulate political party financing, enacting into law certain provisions of the Political Code of Conduct with appropriate oversight and penalties for violations, criminal sanctions for breaches of the award of contracts, parliamentary oversight, in the appointment of certain statutory positions. I intend also to seek parliamentary approval for the anti-crime bills, the DNA Evidence Act, and new criminal gang legislation to strengthen our capacity to fight crime, including measures to prevent the award of government contracts to individuals linked to criminal activities. The nation's business cannot continue to be disrupted and distracted by the ordeal of the last several months. We must put it behind us and move on. And I hope that after tonight, we will be able to do so. And we must do so with humility. Our lapses at times into what comes across as arrogance and disrespect must not be allowed to happen, for we are the servants of the people. Again, I express my regret to those who were offended. There is much that we have to accomplish as a people, and many serious challenges that must be overcome. But together, we can make it work and ensure that our people enjoy a better life. May God continue to bless Jamaica and provide the strength and support we all need.